So, I saw that a lot of people like my Shrimpo video, and that's great! I was going through the comments of the video when it occurred to me, I should make a video on this. While making the original video, I was also very curious about what other people had in mind for Shrimpo, and now you get to see what other people have in mind without going to the comment section. But before I get into that, I want to make some clarifications about the last video. Before I get into that... Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. You don't know how long I've been waiting for this. But anyways. Alright, so first comments I'm gonna get through are some comments that I actually copied into a Google document that I made. These comments really stood out to me, so I'm gonna go search up their name and see which comments they made and give my thoughts and opinions. Alright, from at Lonely Taco. An idea I had once earlier, Shrimpo stays trash, but gets a passive similar to Rodney. I think you mean Roger. Except instead of double research, you get double Icker. As a reward if you actually did it all by yourself, since he takes forever to do the machines. Or make so that he either has an ability or rework the brick, so that you can destroy a machine, making it so that it is completed, but you don't get rewards from it. You basically just delete one from the floor. It could also work with the boost. You get extra, but there's a chance of getting nothing instead. Like this, I think, is a very good idea because it has a sort of risk and reward type aspect, and it gives it to the worst character in the game. You know, play harder, get more rewards, and it would be great for grinding Icker. Probably, I don't know if you could play as being fly through the floors faster than Shrimpo can get through 5. You probably can. The next commenter is Elender1114. I think you should buff Twisted Shrimpo too, maybe give him the ability to throw a brick at players sometimes, because while Shrimpo preferred just emotional damage, Twisted Shrimpo use, well, just damage. Reworking the Twisted Shrimpo would also be very good as well. I should have thought of that in the original video, but you are a smart one. You are very creative. If I were to think of a way to redo Shrimpo, or his twisted variant, then I'd probably ramp up his speed a bit? No. At the moment, I think Twisted Shrimpo is fine, but adding the brick throw ability might make him like Scraps or Goob. Perhaps maybe, to make the brick unique to Scraps and Goob, it could make it so that whenever a brick hits something that isn't a player, or is a player, it'll make a loud thud that'll attract a bunch of other Twisteds to the area, which would make him a lot more of a threat than, he was before. Thank you for this suggestion. And this next one is from Pancake4354. Thought of a concept for Shrimpo to make him better. Give him an ability called Push. This makes him push a fellow toon, stunning them for 2 seconds, and giving Shrimpo a huge all stats up for 8 seconds. Thing is, people can be really toxic with that and abuse. Give it a large cooldown if they hit while stunned, I guess. I do think that pushing somebody out of the way could be nice. Maybe you could like push them out of sight or push them to the ground. The Twisteds lack object permanence, so they go after Shrimpo instead of the toon he just pushed over. Or maybe they thought that was really mean, so they're gonna go get revenge on Shrimpo for them. Glisten has a bit of humanity left in him, so maybe the other Twisteds do as well. Right after they rip you to shreds. Alright, the last comment I put in the Google document is, which artist 4938? I found a post about him and Goob having main character status and his abilities. First ability, Loudmouth. This toon can yell to get the Twisteds to his location even if they're chasing someone else. Has a cooldown of 60 seconds. Second ability, Confidence. This toon can gain 2% more of walk and run speed for every successful pass skill check. Maxes out at 26 increase. On a failed skill check, this toon loses all of his increases. Like this is a very good idea for Shrimpo, especially the Confidence, like a ramping sort of speed, and it encourages players to actually go and do skill checks instead of just distracting the whole time. Not to say that distractors are bad or anything, they're very helpful for later floors, and just helpful in general. And Loudmouth too, it's like the ability I made for the original Pebbles Bark ability. It's very good, very good. Good suggestions all around. Now, with the special ones out of the way, let's get over to the other comments. Oh, this one was from 7 minutes ago. I feel like if Shrimpo wasn't the one chosen to be the hard mode toon, it'd probably have been the first toon to stun Twisteds, in my opinion, because it fits his personality. Yeah, just punch him right in the face. Get him good. Wahoo. Isn't this just a cheaper pebble? Yes it is. And imagine if they made Shrimpo stats maxed out on April Fools. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Imagine all the Shrimpo parties running around like this video I have in my recommended with 6 Shrimpos in the thumbnail, all spamming angry emojis. If he was a main, I feel like he would be able to stun the Twisteds by punching them. Expanding off this idea, normal Twisteds as non-mains would need 1 hit to be stunned for at least 5 seconds, while the other side mains would take 2 hits. I had an idea where he would be put into an animation where a skill check would pop up on screen. If you miss it, it will result in a hit, but if timed right, it would stun the Twisted. If any other Twisteds were in the area, to avoid just getting hit out of the animation, Shrimpo would be invincible for 2 seconds, or invisible. I think this could be a good idea, but the missing it I feel like should be a sort of consequence for trying to hit the Twisteds while also extracting Ichor. You know, it already is like a good idea where it's like, damn it! And then he just punches any toon or Twisted that is right next to him out of anger. So I think it should be rewarded if you're able to time that correctly, but it shouldn't be rewarded if you miss it like a failure. This should be titled, What If Shrimpo's Dad Didn't Leave? Here, that's a great idea. I should have made it that. How could I have been so blind? Shrimpo's ability is just Pebble's ability. I'd say his ability should make him make Twisteds become slower by 10%. That could be an idea, but my idea for that is to just get people off of, or get Twisteds off of the toon, so if you're gonna make that risk, that you should be ready for Twisteds to come at you and try and beat you up. If anything, it should probably make them faster. I really wish Shrimpo was like a normal character to play. I love his design and angry personality. It's true that he probably would be more into running and walking speed, but I also thought that his head hitting the machine could be funny if it made the machines get full fast. Maybe it could be like a combination of Extractor and Distractor. Not too good, but not too bad. And I thought that his ability would be like a stun, where he screams very loud and makes the Twisteds near him stop moving for a second. It would be really good to save teammates from terrible situations, and it would be funny too. I love this angry little shrimp guy. I really hope he stops being like a troll character and actually becomes usable without being so bad. Me too, man. Me too. So I came across 2 comments that both regard a safety helmet for his Trinket. You can read them on screen, but I just think that, Shrimpo has already been bashing his head on a lot of different things. I don't think they're saving him. He either has a really thick skull or he already has like a lot of brain damage. If he had an ability, it would be a punch. It would stun for 5 seconds, and you could punch your way through Twisteds, even Twisted Pebbles. Animal abuse, more like animal control. I agree with that. I do also want to punch Twisted Pebbles very hard in the face. It'd also be really cool to just see him go, "What punch?" Boom, just punch him and Pebbles dies. I think everybody would be happy if Twisted Pebbles died. I think Shrimpo's speed could increase with each floor, but have a limit obviously. I do think a rogue-like sort of character that ramps up with as the floors progress would be fun, because it adds a new element or strength or progression to the game. That isn't just, now there's more Twisteds on this floor, now there's more machines you have to extract. Have fun dealing with 20 Twisteds with 20 machines to extract. Have fun. To be honest, I think Shrimpo's ability could be like he breaks a machine, somehow completing it, but every Twisted on the map, if not distracted by another toon, will go to that machine that you broke. It would not be bad in multiplayer, but in solo it would be very risky. It would have a cooldown of 110 seconds. That, I think, is a very good idea. More risk and reward. I love me some risk and reward. Yeah. But I do remember someone else bringing that up earlier, and if you do that to a machine, it's likely that it wouldn't give you any Ichor for it, because the Ichor is all over the floor. and your guts might be all over the floor if you don't start running soon after breaking the machine. As Shrimpo, I will punch you. Give him a gun, then he's unstoppable. Yes, a gun. Do you think Shrimpo would ever go to a gun store? Who do you think would run it? Roger? Dandy? Dandy would probably sell Shrimpo an AK-47. If I had to choose a new ability for him, I would choose Cancellation Time. It's just gonna like go on Twitter and slander the Twisteds that are going after him. And they get pulled away by the Twitter hate mob. That's an idea. It would probably be a survivalist. These stats, I don't want to read those stats out. Active ability, emotional damage. Shrimpo can stun Twisteds for 1 second. Trinket, brick, make Shrimpo's stun go from 1 second to 1.5 seconds. I think the brick trinket could be reworked a bit so that it could include more characters than just Shrimpo. Like, maybe it could increase the duration of other abilities, like V's mic check, or Brightney's, I don't know what the move is called, but it illuminates Twisteds in the dark. And other things, like, oh yeah, and, what's her name? Flutter Dash. In my opinion, if they added stunts, Shrimpo deserves to be a stunner. Yes, he does. Shrimpo's trinket could be a doodle. Using this trinket gives you 1 extra vote on the voting thing. Idea is because his vote card is horribly drawn. And that's a good idea. It really goes into Shrimpo's character of about, like, trying to get his way over others, being a bully and all. The way you say Shrimpo was a failure feels like you're saying he failed college and is now living on the streets. You know, he probably does live on the street. Never mind, I remember he lives in a room. But he would probably fail college. I don't think he'd like pass college by headbutting the teacher like he does with the Icar machines. He got arrested. Icar. It's pronounced Icor. Is this really how it's pronounced? Oh my goodness, it is. I failed and stuttered too many times to read this comment out, so just read it. You read it, not me. I think that this is a very good idea as well, because it feels like Shrimpo would be part of the main cast. Like Buford from Phineas and Ferb. I think that's his name. Problem. His entire design is to be an example. The Toon himself is meant to be hated and not liked because of how annoying and tedious he can be to deal with. He is not a joke character, but an example. Oh, from the real Shrimpo here. I am not a failure! Angry emoji, angry emoji, angry emoji. The best way to look at this is that Shrimpo would be a lesser Pebble. In a good way, I definitely mean this Shrimpo. Just like how Brightney and Finn are lesser versions of V and Shelly. That was completely unintentional on my end, but I'm glad that I was able to do that, so that's pretty cool. Alright, this idea is actually very cool right here. I had an idea for a very unique brick trinket interpretation. Here's my first draft. Brick thrower. Throw a brick at a Twisted once per floor. Stuns for 5 seconds, not too long so it isn't overpowered. Throwing a brick will deplete 25 stamina. Can throw over obstacles like boxes and shelves, but not walls. If thrown through a window, Twisteds will now be able to see you through that wall, but they'd have to run all the way around to the spot they saw you in. The idea is that this trinket is not useful all the time. It's only best for giving you small grace periods of movement, so you can Metal Gear Solid your way around the floor. I really like the window idea. The windows, it's good for you, but not really for the Twisteds, but having that sort of, like, able to see both sides are able to see you, I just think it's a really good idea. But the 5 seconds, I guess because it's Danzy's world and not something like this Dead by Daylight or Sonic.exe The Disaster or Pillar Chase, the 5 seconds is a lot more reasonable, especially when there's like very dangerous Twisteds. Maybe like main character Twisteds can be stunned for less. But 5 seconds I think is a good maximum, like it shouldn't go any higher than that. Ability, out of my way. can push toons anywhere. Example, elevators, twisted other players, for a sacrifice of 100 of his stamina gone, 40-second cooldown. I think this could be a good ability, but it could also be very toxic. So if you upset a Shrimpo, there's a good chance that they'll just shove you into a twisted. And holy crap, 100% or 100 stamina gone? Jeez. I mean, I guess if he has a lot of stamina to waste, like, you know what, that's half his stamina, so maybe that actually isn't too bad. If you're going off of my concept that I made. Alright, here's this. Using ability lines.
Get out of my way, I need my space! Get your ugly face out of mine! Get out of my sight!
What a voice of an angel. Oh, my throat. Oh yeah, this comment was pretty funny. Here comes the airplane star. A good one. Right, because I didn't do a stun ability, this person thought of another way to do a stun ability. I like the taunt ability, but I feel like punch would be better, but like you said, he doesn't get physical, so instead of taunt, it would be a shout, which makes Twisted stunned, and it can hit up to 5 Twisted. That much be in Shrimpo's line of sight, and they will get a yellow highlight if they are in the shout area, and has a 50-second cooldown, in my opinion. An area of effect attack that involves screaming, verbal abuse, upon their eardrums? I think so. I like this. One tip of advice, please use periods and commas. I'm going to kiss you. What? It's me. I'm scared. Scared emoji. Yeah, you should be scared.
And I say just like in the video now, unless you want the Boxton to die.
What? Help me!
So this doesn't have anything to do with Shrimpo, but I thought this was a little neat. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Here's your Sonic the Hedgehog. And here's a twisted version of it too. Alright, back to the Shrimpo. One last comment, and it's gonna be this one. This one, I think, is really cool, so I'm going to voice it with my beautiful Shrimpo voice.
I hate that being the only bully here. Only I can bully a femboy. Go watch skibbity toilet somewhere else. Stop watching TV and look at me. You know what that means? Fist while you're running, scared cat. Mutt, isn't it your nap time? Hit it, baby. Go fly out of your friendship maker. Thing 1 and thing 2, get out of my way. Poppy, Puppy, Smelly. I hate when you talk. All that fame and still no game.
Oh my goodness.
Clean and sweep still doesn't make you better. I hate sweet. I hate tea. I hate you.
Watch your mouth, Shrimpo.
What was that?
Alright, so that's gonna be all the comments I'm gonna be doing. But if you enjoyed my beautiful Shrimpo voice, get this video to... How many videos? How many likes did the last video? Oh, I don't think this video is gonna get 2,000 likes. If this video can get to 100 likes, then I will do saying a lot of things as Shrimpo, and I'll make a community post where you can leave your suggestions on what I should say as Shrimpo. Alright, bye-bye.
Box under a bridge, about the size of a fish. Never see the box like this, it even comes with a mattress. I'm so much better than y'all. I actually got to eat my drywall. I never get called tiny, cause nobody ever sees me.